Hello HOPS fans, welcome to a little HOPS update video for you called New News is Good News. As you know, we've been working on new HOPS for quite a long time now. Thank you very much to everybody who's been beta testing in new HOPS. You've done an absolutely fantastic job of finding all the little niggles and bugs and things for us to iron them out before we start rolling it out any further. As you'll be aware, new HOPS initially is a framework of a new website, but with the old HOPS body pages, body text inserted into the pages. And many of you have asked what will be the first section of HOPS that is actually completely rewritten into new HOPS, and we haven't really known ourselves until now. We decided to make news the first feature of HOPS that is converted into the new style. And we deliberately picked a feature that was not as widely used as some of the other ones, just so that if it all goes horribly wrong, we don't have such a great impact as if we'd chosen competence or rosters or something like that to be the first feature in new HOPS. So here's new HOPS. If you haven't seen new HOPS before, you can find it at hops.org.uk. You're welcome to use it, but bear in mind that it is in beta test mode, and you may find some things that don't work. You'll have to go back to using normal HOPS. Also beware that it is live data in new HOPS, so please don't go around deleting everything thinking that you're not affecting your real data, because it is your real data. So first of all, here's news that now appears on the home page. The most recent story has a summary, and the two next most recent stories have only their headlines. It is still in the community menu where it's always been. Where is it? There it is, news, but I can now get to it from the home page as well. If I click on all news, I'll get shown all the headlines. Incidentally, I could have I'll go back, I could have clicked on one of the individual news stories to be taken straight to that news story. There we go. But I'm going to show all the headlines. Some new things for new HOPS, obviously new formatting. Hopefully you agree that it looks a lot nicer, a lot more interactive in terms of stretching and contracting and expanding for different size browsers. Also, about a dozen news stories will be shown, and then it'll go page 2, page 3, page 4, just to avoid some of the less well-received things of old HOPS, where sometimes pages got absolutely massive if there was a lot to show on them. So just to demonstrate, I'll go new news story, show you some of the new features. I still get a headline. I'll use new loco shed as the headline. I can still select an author. It's the currently logged in user by default, but I'll select a different one. And I can select the time and date. And if I don't, then it will just default to the current time and date. But if you want to do it to a different time and date, then you can do. There we go. I still get to write a summary, the latest news on the new loco shed. But the most exciting part of all is the body text can now have formatting in it. So first of all, the text can be formatted into bold and underlined and things like that, but we can also insert images and headers. So I'll type some things first. The new loco shed is coming along well, and then I think I'll have a heading. So I click on the T and it inserts below wherever I am, it inserts a heading. So we'll have a heading called New Roof. I want to put some text below that, so I'll press the Add Text. It always inserts below where I currently am. The new roof is made of slate. And then I want to insert another heading. I pressed the wrong one. Sorry. New heading. New floor. And I want to insert some text, but this time, instead of pressing the new text button, I'll just press return. And if you're on a heading and you press return, it automatically inserts a new text area for you underneath. Some more text. Oh dear, there we go. There was a text box there that I didn't actually use, so I'll go back and put the formatting, so put the focus back in that text box, and I'll press delete, and it'll delete the box that's currently got the focus. I can move things around. If I put the focus into this box, I can use the up and down arrows to move it up and down the order of boxes into the place that I want it to live. I now want to insert an image, so I'll click on the Add Image box, and it brings up this little drag and drop area. So I've got, in fact, 3 methods that I can use to insert an image in here. I can either drag it from my computer and just drop it in the box, and it'll upload it to HOPS, and then it'll appear in the news story. There it is, class 66. I'll show you another one. I'll insert another image, so add image. This time I'll go select image, and I can browse to where it is on my computer. There's one I prepared earlier. And again, it'll upload it and insert it in the news. And the third way, if I insert another image block, If I know where an image exists already on the internet that I want to use, such as on my Facebook profile or on the organization website, if I go and get the address of the image, that's the address of the image, not the address of the page that it's on, I can go select image and then just paste the URL into the file browse box, press open, and a combination of my computer and my browser and HOPS will go and get that image off the internet and then insert it into the news story in the same way as if it was on my local machine. There we go, it's uploading now. Maximum file size is 4 megabytes. For the sake of news, I don't think we need any images larger than that clogging up the server. So there we go. And again, I can move the image up and down. If I click on the image, I can use the up and down arrows to move it up and down. Other things I can do is I can put formatting on text, for example, bold or underline or, italics or underline or strike through. I can also insert a link. So I'll say here is a link to HOPS. Press this little link button, type the URL that I want, press OK, and it'll now be a link in the news story. If I want to unlink it, I just highlight the link and press the unlink button. I'll leave it as a link for now just to show you. And I'll press save. And it'll save the news story. There it is with all its lovely formatting on. So it's much better for encouraging engagement with users to actually read the news, find out what's going on the railway. I see quite often what I would call news put in things like the blackboard on the home page, circulated in HOPS comms messages, things like that. This is where we're moving to provide a better feature for you to provide that news. Next things that we're going to develop will be things like having a header image so that the header image can show here on the headlines page and on the home page. We're going to have separate permissions for writing news stories and publishing them so that you can allow many more people to write news stories but still have editorial control before they're officially published and appear on the website. And we're also going to have more than one news headlines sort of system, so you could have loco news and carriage news and S&T news and overall railway news and all manage it through the same system. And the more, of course, your users engage with the news in HOPS, the more they're engaging with HOPS, and the more they're engaging with your safety system, your competence system, your roster system, everything else. Just to show that it can be done, I'll edit a news story and press delete. I'll get an "Are you sure?" and then the news story will get deleted. Now, I created this news story in new HOPS. Remember, I said everything is live data, so it does still show up in old HOPS. Here we are in old HOPS, Demo Railway again. If I go to news, obviously it's not on the home page here. I'll have to go and find it, community news. There's my new loco shed story, and it does show in old HOPS with all the formatting and with the images. But if it was a new story that I created in new HOPS, then I can't edit it in old HOPS because obviously old HOPS doesn't have the editing facility for dealing with all the photos and formatting. So if you're already beta testing in new HOPS, you can reliably create stories with photos in new HOPS, and even though all your users are still using old HOPS, they will be able to see them and be wowed by them. Another thing that I forgot to mention that we're going to develop in the news system is a button to email it out as well. So you'll be able to create your lovely formatted news story in the news system, press email it out, and it'll email out in the format that you've just created it in. So I hope that's useful for you. I hope new news is good news. It's a sign of things to come. Lots of those features that you just saw in the news system, like the date and time selector and the formatting of text and the insertion of photographs, can now really easily be redeployed into other parts of HOPS, which is one of the great things about new HOPS. Please let us know your feedback and how you get on, and I hope it's useful. Thank you.